Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another podcast. This is Artcast Tribe Podcast titled Art and Film Podcast. And it's me, Mimi, your girl, today. And guess what? I have all my guests are special. Like, there's no one that is not special. They're all special to me. I'm telling you, this one is very special to me. I'm happy that he's here. I'm glad he has honored us with his presence, and I can't wait to get to know him a lot more. So, welcome my friend, cinematographer to bad.
You fear.
Dami! I'm clapping.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mimi. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Really appreciate this.
I'm happy you're here with me, and we're going to be talking and getting to know about you and discussing your work and everything film, because we are both passionate about film. We got to work together first at Ebony Life Creative Academy when, I had this idea of a miniature city to do a stop motion animation that would, focus on spreading the message of we should not dispose waste indiscriminately. And I was so happy that you picked up interest in the project, because I was thinking, was I going to film it myself? And then I remember when you walked into the class that day and you're like, what are you guys working on? And I told you, and you were so excited and took it to another level. And man, we shot that thing overnight, and you were so dedicated. Like, I shoot as well, so I know how hard it is. I know what it takes, and the fact that you were able to stay with us all through, and you did not complain. Like, I was just fearing that you were going to at some point be like, oh, this thing is taking too long. No, I'm not doing it again or something. But for you to be so patient, and you're like, okay, so when do we start? And then we started, and then you were just patiently taking the pictures. Stop motion, if you don't know, for those listening, is like putting together pictures of every motion that you make with objects to create a story. So it takes a lot of time, and there you were, our savior. Literally, you came, you did it, the job, awesome. People have made comments, positive comments about it, how beautiful it is. I don't think I'm promoting it well enough. After we post this, I'm going to post another video to promote it. Thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
Yeah, and we've done other things ever since then. We've done a short film and things, and we have more things in the works. So tell me, Dami, how did you start this journey of videoing, cinematography? How did it start? Did it start from, let me not put words in your mouth, so let me hear from you.
Okay. This question you asked me, trust me, I think I would say you'll be the very first person, because I tell so many people about this, but not like in this kind of platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm actually happy that I get to talk about this way. I mean, the fact that it's going on record. So it's what mentioning that I don't have a uncle, or maybe I don't have a background in filmmaking. So filmmaking is something that I pick up along the journey of my life. Back in 2015 was when I come into filmmaking, and it's a long story that I'll try to summarize. Okay. So originally I came to Lagos in 2011.
Okay.
So back then I was a cleaner. So I used to clean somewhere inside Banana Island, and 6 months after, because I'm somebody who really, when I see something fascinating, just like you said, when I walk into your class and I see something that I like, when I pick interest in something, I dedicate my everything to learn that thing. So and I hate to be ignorant of anything. So if I see something, I like it, I want to know how to do it. Then that becomes my target that moment. So then I was a cleaner. Then there is this guy, he's a gardener in that compound where I used to be a cleaner. So the way the guy trims the flower, it's something that has no shape. Maybe I'm just passing by, and then all of a sudden you just come back. This guy had done some amazing design on the flower, and then you'll be like, "What, guy? What's up? This is beautiful," you know. I was like, "I could teach you if you want." I was like, "Wow." And I started learning gardening. 6 months afterwards, there was an opening somewhere else. They were looking for gardeners, and the guy asked me to go and interview. And I went for the interview. I remember I was the youngest among elderly people. I mean, if you had noticed, in these days, you see over 40 people. So among everyone, I was like then I was even a teenager. I was around 18 years old then. So I was the only teenager among them, and then we went for the interviews. It was so bad that day they asked us to use a lawnmower. The way the thing was vibrating, by the time I held the thing, my hand started scratching me. I was like, "Are you sure you can do this job?" But I was desperate. When I came from nothing, actually, because the reason why I came to Lagos was because I couldn't go to university after my secondary education.
Wow.
And then I knew this could actually be something good. I was on my knee begging them, "I can do this. I will use glove." I just said everything I needed to say just so that they could employ me. And that was how my journey started. Then I became a gardener then. Then afterward, from a salary of basic 12,000 naira increased to like 23. After then, 40,000 naira. It became money that is too much for me to spend back then.
Wow.
So then I had to, what can I do with this money? Then I registered in school. So I started going on part-time. So I do gardening in the morning, then go to school in the evening. Then I started paying school fee. So the money that was too much for me at first then became money that was not enough again. Then there is the need for me to like do something else again. And then I realized the majority of us that were studying together, yes, we're doing part-time. Back then, Lagos State Polytechnic, they has annexes. So we're in Obalinde annex. So, but then,
Lagos Polytechnic.
yeah, Lagos Polytechnic, Obalinde annex.
What were you studying?
Business.
Okay.
So, and I realized that majority of us want to feel that school vibe. But then, this is what we have. We couldn't go to full-time, we couldn't go to the main campus. But in this space that we are, how could we make it more interesting? And a friend of mine has a camera. I just, "Guy, sell me this camera now." He doesn't need it, and he sold it to me. So I bought my first camera for 10,000 naira. And then I started taking pictures of students, just let us feel the vibe of the fact that, okay, we are in school in our own way.
Okay.
So after that, where I used to work as a gardener, they then transfer me to somewhere else as a gardener.
Mm-hmm.
So where they transfer me to, fortunately, then it was a production company.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Trino Studios. So I was their
You're
gardener.
kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was a gardener then at Trino Studios. So they transferred me there around 2014. So I worked there for like a year. And then they were having a production back then called The Encounter, the Biafra story of a thing. And one of them who had saw me with a camera before, "Guy, I know you have a camera. Come and take behind the scenes pictures." That day I just dropped my uniform, and I just joined them. It was fascinating. That was my very first time on a movie set. It was really, 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 the way you see director call action. I saw the DP. His name is No Dash. No Dash. We know No Dash. So he was the DP of that project. And the way this guy talks, very calm, you're seeing picture action and all like that. So I was taking behind the scene pictures. The director of that project was Tolu Ajayi, and these were like people who really, really, really understood what they were doing. Another thing that really, really even drew my attention was I used to sketch back then. And then he was a director who would do storyboard.
Oh, okay.
So he had the storyboard pasted in front of the set. So almost everybody who came on set could see, like, okay, this is what we're trying to achieve. I was dumbfounded. I was just there. Wow, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Wow.
And the production went, and my interest just developed. And it became a thing. I was in the garden one day, then the owner of Trino Studios was passing by. I was like, "I saw you brought camera the other day. Are you interested in this thing?" I was like, "Yes, I am." "Do you know how to edit?" "No." "Do you know?" "No." Everything was no. Okay. and you can learn. Yes, I'm ready to learn. And that was how I made a switch from gardening into film production. That was in 2015. So
Wow,
that was,
damn me. There are layers to you I had no clue about. Like,
you know, so
can we talk about from cleaner to gardener
you know, to film production
to
and
film production?
after I made the switch,
That's a journey, man.
honestly, I don't know anything back then. I just know that okay, oh, this is the beginning, and then I just started picking things along the line. I learned how to edit first. After learning how to edit, at every point in time, even I would say from 2015 up to now, I still get to learn every day.
Yeah.
You know, to the point whereby I'll tell you I can be a producer, I can be a director, I can be an editor, I can be a sound recordist, I can be a grip guy, I can be anything, I can be a light guy. I've worked as a gaffer for on a documentary before with some Italian guys.
Wow.
You know, so being in that space had helped me navigate all aspect of filmmaking. But I was the one who decided and said I just want to major in cinematography. I mean, when I want to do my own project, I can be everything for my project. I don't have money to. I mean, you've worked with me on my own project before. I had to be the editor. I mean, thank God I have someone like you who help to come and help me to the art direction and all like that. So that has been like the journey. And I remember after that, you know, the quest to get more knowledge was what drove me to Ebony Live, you know, which is the place where I met you. And I'd applied for different courses, like the very first inaugural MTF, that's Multi-Choice Talent Factory. I would actually say, because when I went for the interview, they needed people who are not doing anything. You know, I mean, you're a filmmaker, but you don't have any engagement, maybe work or school. And I was a full-time staff where I was, you know. I would have wanted to get in before I go and discuss with them, but they don't want that. They would want somebody that they know, okay, we have you for like 1 year to train you and all like that. So that's actually like the start of the journey, and we just build layers and layers and layers. Pick what you can pick from this production, move to the next one, learn what you can learn by yourself. And when I meet people that I aspire to be like, ask them question. Do you understand? Like till now, I still want to ask more questions because I realize that we're growing every day, and the more you are growing, your needs then becomes, your quest even grows larger.
Yeah.
Because now we want to leave the basic, we want to leave like the amateur, we want to step into the professional world. You know, and that actually has its own, you know, challenges. Because I think I will let you ask the question further into that.
As in, wow, it's just amazing. Like, you know, I even forgot to mention that you are an award-winning cinematographer. You know, like let's not even forget that fact, because you know it's awesome how you've grown the journey, and then to the point where you're winning awards now. You know, and you win more. I trust you. I know your work. As in, you are going to win numerous awards in the future. And it's not even about the awards, I believe. I think it's just your work, because I've seen your work. Awesome. And that's why I like working with you, and I recommend you. For anybody that asks me, oh, do you have a cinematographer, DOP? I say, I know the person because I've seen your work and it's awesome. Working with you on the techno competition was amazing. I know I haven't told you. I told you, well, you know, we had this conversation. It was cool, right? Yeah. But it was amazing because it's not easy, you know, finding someone that you have like minds.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
True.
And you're able to take feedbacks or, you know, ideas. You can take ideas. You are not like stuck on your own idea, like, oh, you want it this way and we're doing it this way. Instead, you're like, okay, if you have any idea, let me know. And when I tell you, you'll be like, okay, cool. If it's cool with you, you do it. If not, you know, you have your way. You understand? And it was so smooth the way we worked together. And as in, I have to commend you for that. Like,
I think, you know, it is what they say. Filmmaking it's more like a village. and a village comprises of villages, and filmmaking is not one man thing, as some people tend to
make it. Yes,
because if like the techno thing, for example, I remember this story we worked on. I thought about the story until not like I have that story before. The story came up after I was announced as part of the finalist.
Okay.
So and I was like, okay, what should we do? That's not even originally. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go crazy with that phone. I want to put that phone inside of water. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I was like, I was scared. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want anything then to do and damage this phone. Because I don't know yet if they would let us have the phone. Because I want to like go and shoot under the water with the phone. And then the story, I have this story, but something wasn't just connecting. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was like, okay, what else can we do? And because since they said it's a gimbal phone, I knew it. So many people want to do action. So many people want to do fight. So I just wanted something that would just stand out. Do you know what I'm saying? So they will have no reason why to be like, if they are looking at the parameters of what they set for us, they wouldn't have picked our story. Do you know what I'm saying? But the fact that, okay, this is quite different from every other, because out of 20 people, at the end of the day, you're having like 15 films that look like almost same storyline.
Yeah.
You know, and you just want to have that stand out, like you just want to be different, and that has always been my own quest, even as a filmmaker, because something has to differentiate you. Because when people hear about your name and be like, is it Dami, or Dami's story is unique, I don't just want to move with the crowd, because once you move with the crowd, then what's the point of becoming? You're not standing out. You know, and it transcends into my process as well, because this is like since 2015 till now, and that's about like 7 years, or let me just say let me give 2015 as 2015. Let me say from 2016 I've been actively in this industry. I started as a runner, you know, and from a runner became a second AC. From second AC became a first AC until I started. Even till now, I still work as first AC. I mean, depending on the project. Should I the opportunity to work on maybe like I was, because I'd done Amazon project now, Amazon original, and I was the second unit DOP, which is really, really more like the highlight of the year for me. Because I would have said in my own mind, I was expecting to get on that kind of project as more like a runner, which I would take. You know, it's an Amazon original. You get to learn so much on it as well. You know, so it's just more like your process. Be open. I'm very open. Do you know what I'm saying? And when if I see anywhere they're making film anywhere, the very first thing I do, move closer to the DP, just get myself familiarized with them. I'm an aspiring, and it took even till now, it's my household people, my close friends, are the one telling me, can you stop using the word aspiring guy? You have made film, you have awards on your table, you have 2 awards already, which one is still aspiring? And I'll be like, honestly, there is still a whole lot about this thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? There were people who made films, who were cinematographer back in the days when they can't see monitor. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can only see your viewfinder. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you have to understand science. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because all these things, they're more like readings, analogs. Do you understand what I'm saying? So until the next day, before even you as a DP would see what you shot yesterday, so you're making these predictions and decisions based on scientific assumptions. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can I do that now? Maybe I would love to experiment with cameras like all these what's it called now, film cameras, like, real stock cameras that has no viewfinder, I mean no LCD for you to see what you're doing. Let me see what I can do. So, and until I do that kind of thing as well, because those are DPs. That's why when you go to Hollywood, you don't see, it is now you see 40-year-old, 30-year-old DPs. Back then, it's not like that. 60-year-old, gray-haired people. These are the people that you see. They don't carry, they stop carrying cameras. Do you understand? They will just sit down with the director, seeing the director monitor. Do you understand? Then telling guys what to do. These are people who dedicated their lives to study this craft. These days, anybody can just be a DB. You can pick up a 5D. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take a picture and delete. Back then, you cannot delete. Do you understand? So, the process of all these people, do you understand what I'm saying? So when you want to say you're a cinematographer, have you covered that kind of... Back then, focus people get fired like crazy. Do you understand? Because you have to understand distance. Do you understand? You have to use tape to measure. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then use your eyes to see where the camera is, where the actor is, and nailing the focus. So you could imagine the kind of work that people put into this thing before they will then come out to tell you, I'm a professional filmmaker. So how many people can?
So now you're feeling like
you know,
there's a lot of shortcuts. You know, there are a lot of shortcuts to
You
it. So
know.
will you really?
So on international stage, yeah, I mean, we've done something that is presentable, you know, and that's why if I go on the international stage right now, I would assume that I don't know anything, so that I can even learn more.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I believe we should always have that open mind and open to learn things every day.
Yeah.
Like there's no, as in until one goes to the next dimension. Just keep learning. You understand me? Just keep learning. That's the same thing for me. So it's awesome. Now let's talk about the topic you came up with yesterday.
Okay, breaking into the film industry.
Yeah, breaking into the film industry. Your experience in Nollywood. What would you say that's like? So talking to someone who wants to start, you know, like you did way back then, but now things are different.
Yeah.
So what would you say to that person, the steps they should take in order to be a cinematographer in this industry?
Okay, because in everything they say Rome is not built in one day. You have to start small. And I would say the experience we had last year when techno came in with the phone taught me, opened my eyes to so many things as well. I can start with anything.
Yeah.
Till today, so many people still see the outbreak and they still don't believe that it was shot on phone.
By the way, I was the production designer, director of Outbreak, and it won Best Cinematography and nominated for Best Picture.
For Best Picture as well.
You know? Yeah.
So majority of people still find weird and they still don't believe that we shot that on a phone. And what does that tell me? You can start with anything. All you need to know is just to understand the basics of filmmaking. As a matter of fact, if I had, I told you that night, I almost did not want to shoot with that phone because it wasn't giving me exactly what I wanted. But that's what we have. That's what we had to shoot with, and it's for the competition, you know. So just start with anything that you have, and I'll say breaking into Nollywood space as a crew, honestly, is difficult. It is difficult. Till now, some people, even as I tell you now, a lot of people still feels like I overdo, or maybe honestly, because like I'm not being patient enough. But here's the thing: I believe everybody will have perceptions about you.
Oh, definitely.
As I told you, this is my journey. So if you have maybe a heart background, maybe you have an uncle, or you have you went to school, you know, you build with some people, your journey is quite different from somebody who just originated from one garden somewhere. This person has a different view about this thing entirely, and I just want my name. I just want to do something amazing. Do you know what I'm saying? I just want to do something amazing. I just want to be here, and then you hear my name and you be like, that's a filmmaker. And the route, and then I have to be, what's the word I was telling someone, was the day before yesterday, it's not a sin to be overambitious. Your ambition is what makes you recognizable in the first place.
Yeah.
So nobody should tell you you're being over, and there's no word like that. Just because that quest has to be there. The quest to want to do more. The passion.
That's what pushes you to the next.
Because when we got to Ebony Life, I'm not the only DP. I'm not the only cinematography student in my class. I was the one who saw what you were doing. Everybody could come, pass, admire it. My own goes beyond admiration. It goes beyond admiration. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's one thing for me. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And afterwards, I saw the outcome. I remember telling you that what we had shot would not go beyond, is it 1 minute? And I saw you say, lie. No, we can't. I think we shot for like 22 hours back to back, you know? And then you were like, no. We have to slow this thing down. We have to slow it down. You know? So it's like that. It's seeing the stress, seeing the challenges of something, and then still saying you still want to
Be part
do
of
it, you
it.
want to be a part of it.
So you're saying that they should have passion,
That has to be there.
and also the device or the instrument can just be a phone.
You know,
No more excuses of like, I don't have a camera.
mm-mm,
Use your phone. If you don't have a phone, borrow your friend's phone.
so this is the thing. If you
Have
don't
that
use,
passion.
if you don't use a phone in this age, to get a camera is expensive. To get a camera is expensive, very expensive. So and I would not advise you to just go and carry. Yeah, it's good that we have people who have done that. Tyler Perry is a very good example. That man, I still want to meet that guy one on one and like ask him some questions, like bro. So we hear about their story and it motivates people like us these days and be like, okay, we too we want to do what this guy had achieved. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that passion has to be there. It's passion that will make you empty all your bank account, say you want to do something when you still don't even know what's going to be the outcome of that thing. That's more like gamble, big time gamble, you know.
Yeah.
So that passion has to be there. Back then in Ebony, like I don't remember me introducing myself to people, but there's something on the inside my heart that tells me that I want people to know who I am here. So not because I'm going to come tell you, but by the process and by how I carry myself, by how I dedicate myself to what I am doing, you will get to know that there is somebody in this academy called Dami. Which I feel to some extent it happened because almost all the HODs know who I was before I left that place. Even after our project reflection, nobody went back to that editing classroom like I do, because there is a certain way I want the project to look like. It got to a point, the editor's Grace, she was like, guy, what's up? Even director of project, no disturb us, Rich. The way you did disturb us, because I know where that is for me, because I am coming from a space that I feel like if I feel like the academy is I'm somebody who takes things to the art.
Yes.
So, and I had a whole lot of a deal trying to make that film happen because I wanted some equipment from where I was working, a whole lot of things that I would not like to mention right now, but just to make, because I know what I wanted for that film. And this is more like my very first opportunity to show the world this is what I can do. It really, really is not what I would have wanted it to be to some extent, but I'm grateful for the outcome and the accolades that comes with the project. So that passion has to be there.
That passion has to be
at
there.
every point in time. When they see you, let them see the passion in you.
Yeah.
When we're in the class, I remember if nobody spent more time in the class like I do, even after people had left. I was the only student who did music video. You saw music
we actually
video.
did the music video together.
We did it together. I've even forgotten that.
We did it together in the school premises.
In the school premises.
Opportunity, man.
So I was
missing an opportunity.
Never in anything, because that was actually my first music video ever. And even the outcome, the look was great.
Yeah.
Nobody would have told you we made that thing with no penny.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I am that passionate that I want to conquer every aspect, and then I can then show you this is what I was able to do with minimal or with nothing. Then think about it.
What's
if
you
now
commit
have
resources
into my hands, what will I do with it? And you have to be ready, because you have to go look for opportunity. At the process of you looking for opportunity, you can't look for opportunity with empty head, because by the time when the opportunity comes back, what do you have to show for it? So you have to be ready as well. Mentally, you have to be ready, because Nollywood is not smiling. If you don't stand your ground, you get heat up sharp.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
I just came back from a set day before yesterday, and there were times on the set that I feel I had tough times on the set. When you try to impress people, and I then realize that at the point when you try to impress them more, that's the time you actually get to screw up them more. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it was not looking like as if I don't know what I am doing, but the thing, what got me was that I was trying hard to impress the director, to impress the DP. You know what I'm saying? And it's at those points I was screwing up.
Okay.
And I had to just take a step backward. Guy, you know what you are doing. There was a particular scene we were doing. We had two cameras, so the DP was on like a track. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he was moving. I was on static. Do you understand? So whenever it comes to my front, I just try to get something else in frame. Then the gaffer, after the director said cut, the gaffer then jokingly said, "Oh, you guys, you're both getting the same shot," and he was laughing like, "Hey, guy, you guys are getting almost the same shot." To me, in my head, I was proud because that tells me that I actually know what I am doing, whether people see it right now or not. But I had made an impression in that guy's mind, which I know tomorrow if they need a DP somewhere, maybe we need DP that will not charge us too much. You could think of me and be like, I know somebody that I've seen accidentally, seen how he works as well. And so opportunities like that has to be, and you can't get those things without you mentally, because you have to watch, you have to read, you have to learn. I was telling my brothers during that COVID time, I could watch one film 100 times. They thought I was sick at all. I wasn't sick. Just that once I'm watching now, I might be watching for the lighting. If I'm watching tomorrow, I might be watching for the camera placement. So when I watch for specific things, so when I watch for specific things, it doesn't make the film become boring to me. It makes me see the film in different in different light.
Yeah.
So and that's how I get to like learn. I mean, if you want to go somewhere, you have to follow somebody who had been there before. And I have a vision of how I want my film to look, which they are not looking like it yet, And everything we have done, I'm grateful, but I still just feel like there is still more room
to be done.
for improvement.
More work yeah. With that mentality, do you know where you're heading? Damn me. Because I've seen your work, I'm like, what's it remain? And you're telling me that there's more. That means
there is more. There is more. Trust me, there is more. There is more.
So yeah, guys, if you want to be a cinematographer, a bad one, DOP, please follow my guy. We'll mention his handle later. Although you need to start posting more, and so that. Yeah. But
there's some project I'm waiting for now, and then because I want people to know that okay, so you work on this project. So I think I want to post more of projects these days. More of projects.
Yeah, I feel you. So guys, make sure you are learning, doing your research. He mentioned earlier on about how the DOPs of those times used to use tape to measure things and stuff. Like he knows that because he's doing his research and he's trying to learn how was it done before now. And if you can have that knowledge, then your work right now using what is available that's made the work easy will just be top notch. Then passion is key. Then every opportunity you have, jump on it. Like you said in Elka, you already said working on several projects, including the short film we did, including the music video. You're doing all that, and the more you work, the more better your work will improve. So that's awesome. And tell me, you've been behind the scenes of movie sets, different sets in Nollywood, and from my own experience, I know filmmaking is very tough. It's not an easy job. It's very tough, and a lot of times there's a lot of emotions involved because people are putting in their people are bringing passion to the table, their emotions literally, and just to get something done. And people at the end of the day might start to get irritated and all that. I noticed though that almost all the sets, except for the one, they just happen to be some kind of bad energy. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
It's like a common thing now, and it's not just me. It's like when I ask my friends as well in different sets they've worked on, there's bad energy. And me, I'm big on mental health for creatives, and I've come back from sets and I'll have to take a break. I'll have to do some trauma repair, or how will I put it, meditations, questioning myself. Do you understand? Do I really want to continue doing this filmmaking? you know, do I really want to continue doing this? You know, being around people who are, you know, who can be negative and tough to deal with. It's not like they're all that way, but there's always that incidents that happen, and it's a common trend. That's why I'm mentioning it, because if it wasn't common, then there was no need talking about it. But this thing is common. Like that's what we talk about, me and my maker friends, and I feel we need to address it. You know, any opportunity that we have, in order to just get other people to talk about it and say, okay, instead of having an environment where people would feel they can't express themselves the way they want to, especially as creatives, we want to express. That is what we just want to do. We want to express ourselves. We want to bring ideas into this world. And when we are faced with a situation or a working condition where the person, let's say, is heading your department or heading the whole production, is spewing negativity and not like giving that room for effective communication, then it just stifles the creative mind, first of all, and then even if you wanted to give your 100% into a job, you just find yourself withdrawing back and being like, you know what, I won't go home. I just want to go home. I wanna go home. Like, let's just go home, because there's no point for me being here. Creatives, I believe, we are very passionate about what we do, and when we are expressing ourselves, it's not like we expect you to be like, oh, awesome, amazing all the time, because it's not every time your ideas are that awesome, let's be honest. But it's always helps when you have an environment where that idea can land, and then someone can give you, you know, creative, constructive feedback.
Yeah.
Without making you feel like you don't know what you're doing, or making you feel bad, or making you feel like, what do you have to say about that? Really, have you ever had an experience like that? Can you tell us about one experience?
Multiple. As a matter of fact, I would talk about this in like different aspect, and people who actually do that, just I would want you to, like, let's give them a benefit of doubt. As you say, filmmaking is tedious, and filmmaking has to do with a whole lot of pressure.
The pressure, that's what I'm saying.
And the majority of people, I will tell you confidently, apart from few people, they don't make film with their money. People get loans to make film.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at some point, when you see EPs of producers, when you see them start spewing that negative stuff, trust me, it's not a creative thing that they're looking for at the point. It's about the depth that is ringing in their head. Do you understand what I'm saying? That they then, because I, for example, I've never been, most of the time when I've been at the end of this negative vibe has always been like from maybe direct superior, maybe like the DP himself, because I don't talk to the producers on set. We don't have no business.
Yeah.
The only business we have is that you pay me let me see my alert from your account, you know. And I tend to be very, very professional on what I do, so we don't even get to like talk producer. But from my own job, from my aspect, I would say I'd been on that receiving end in terms of number. As I said, most times particularly when I was just starting out as a second AC, I remember I used to do so much. I would set monitor, and back then where I was working there was no wireless monitor, so you have to lay cables, you slate, you pack, you move. There was a night I remember, because of how well I felt I had done that day, only for the DP to set something nasty to me. I cried all night. I remember back in 2016 or 17, I cried. So the only consoling thing for me was that somebody that I know, a friend of mine, was now telling me that the DP actually said to her that, like, this guy is actually passionate. I talked to him so badly yesterday and he just took it like a strong man. Nigga, I didn't take anything like a strong man. I cried all night, man. You know? So, but why did he do that? He was under pressure as well.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, there were times that I had shoot for someone. Honestly, I deleted the director and the producer number afterwards. I don't want to have to do. I don't want anything to do with you guys again, because you abuse the privilege of filmmaking. This is not how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I would want creatives as well to understand is that there is limitation to creativity sometimes. Yeah, we can do anything, provided that the right equipment, the right accessories are there. And I used to tell people, understand your limitation before. Once you know that, okay, I can't go beyond this thing, then it helps you to be creatively crazy. You know that, okay, with this part, I'm not going this part, but every other part, I can explore. Do you know what I'm saying? So you need to even, I would say, when you're taking a job, as we're starting out now, I've not done, I think the highest budget of everything that I've done that are DP, not second DP now, that are DP will be maybe ₦1 million. That was home video competition, this thing. And before, that was last year, because I did a feature film with Paul recently, Paul Edoze. We met at Elka. You know, I made a feature film for him, which maybe we'll talk about that later. But I remember giving bad vibes, energy. Once people are under pressure, they can do anything. They will say nasty things to you. But it's then up to you to then know that, okay, before you start, how do you want to approach this thing? But let them know your process. This is how I work. Or no any other circumstance. It's difficult. I won't just jump into something I didn't know. This is how I do my thing. This is what you saw that made you say you want to work with me. So we don't then get here now. Then you then change things and then expect me to just change and then adapt into a style that I'm not used to. Then I will mess up. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that bad energy thing, they don't do it on purpose. Apart from few people who always think that they know more than everybody, you know, and there are some producers like that, and producers like that, they don't get to the top in this industry. Do you understand what I'm saying? They always get hooked in the middle somewhere, because once you do that, the actors, they're watching, everybody is watching, crew, they're watching. A majority of Nollywood crew, they don't work because of the money. Majority of them work because of the passion. Yeah, you have to compensate them. I've worked with guys on set, particularly the light assistant, grip assistant. I had the opportunity of talking to one. I say, are you guys ending up to 100K on this job? They say, no. What? And you guys work like this? You know? So I then know it's not because of the money for them. It's actually because we're part of something.
Yeah.
That passion of like, because these are guys that will see billboards, commercials on billboard, and they will be they'll be bragging like,
part of it.
I liked that thing.
Yes,
Do you know what I'm saying?
yes.
So to them, that's like the height of it for them, knowing that in years to come we would reap these things. Do you understand? So if you're on the receiving end of something like that, the thing that brought you in that thing will still keep you going. Yeah, there'll be times whereby, like these people that I said I blocked their number after that project, it took me a while before I get out of it. Because in my years of, I had done bigger things than that, that did not stress me, that did not make me question my own ability in myself.
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying, this is a project that when they approached me, I did not take a dime on that project. Even when then we shot this scene, it rained all through that night. I'm not trying to say I don't have my own fault on that project. Even I would not even say that I have my own fault, because if I would do anything for you, you are here, you are seeing it. I mean, what's the joy of me staying up all night for me to now do something that is not presentable? That's me suffering myself twice. You know, we shot all night, and then the director, our last scene, the day will soon break. He said we should be doing 360. It's like, bro, we have light stand there. How do you want to go 360 without seeing light stand? No, don't argue with me. Yes, director, let's go. And we finished. I called the editor. See, we're going to have to reshoot this last scene, because I know what we shot in that thing was not good. And then the producer called me about 3 months after that scene was not good. I was like, I knew it wasn't good. And I was like, okay, you know what, this is it. I know you spent so much on this thing. I'm going to cover the cost of the camera for us to reshoot this thing. And she then said something, and I didn't like it. And I was like, you might think I charge you for this thing. That's why I deleted the number, but I still save her chart, so that in years to come, if you want to make reference, you see director of photography space, it was left blank. I charged for every other crew members. I shot your film for free, and when we needed to reshoot, I still invest back into the same film that I did not take anything from. Only passion will make me do that. And I don't want, because where you don't get to, word of mouth get there faster. I don't know where you're going to take your film to. So you might, I don't know, people and industry in Hollywood, it's not about what you know. It's 20% of what you know, 80% of who you know. That's another thing creative should know. If you're an upcoming creative,
Yeah,
it's
right.
not about what you know sometimes. It's about
Who you know.
I can give you numerous films that I will tell you what was the DP thinking. Even me as an amateur, I would not shoot like this. And these are films that gone to cinemas. These are big budget films, you know. And then I was wondering, who are the people? There's even still some films today that I still saw and be like, Damilare, I think I need to change my market. I need to, you know, go and approach these people. But because I don't know them, so if I think I know, or if I think I can do better than this, then go and do it. Film is expensive to do, but you know, so you need to network as well. I didn't have that in the last one. That networking thing.
Oh yeah, networking
is very important. It's networking that made us to be familiar with each other.
Right
know,
now, yeah.
And I just told you I would like to go and volunteer at a film festival, because there is this tons of stories that I have, you know. Some of them I had completed the stories, I have the script ready. Another one idea is still, but it's a particular genre. So the genre of that kind of a film festival of such genre is about to happen, and I've been looking, how do I create this? Hopefully, if I go there as a volunteer, or maybe if I network there, you might meet like-minded people who have money to sponsor films that has that kind of genre, that just need people, creative minds to work with. So that networking aspect is really, really important.
Yeah.
You know, and on the negative side, just let your passion be the thing that gingers you, that drives you. Just ignore that, because you will keep on. There is no, even at the top,
it happens.
People still beef people. So negative vibe will continue. If negative vibe stop.
So what you're saying is, man, just have tough skin.
That's it.
Build this tough skin.
Hollywood is not meant for the weak. You know, okay. I mean, imagine you make a film, you sweat, you do everything, you borrowed money. People like Cinema Point are there waiting for you. They care how much you make your film. So if you don't have a tough skin, you want to fight back online. You know how it goes now. Yeah, so
I actually came to that conclusion on my own. I was like, if I actually told myself I have to, you know, build that tough skin, because me, personality wise, I'm an introvert, so and this filmmaking thing is new for me. Like it's been since Elka actually. So I have to now deal with people. It's not like if I don't deal with people on my normal day, but like you said, filmmaking is a village. You understand? So it's like you're doing the film for 3 weeks and you're in each other's faces for 3 weeks. Different characters, different like personalities and all sorts. And you just have to, you know, be prepared for it and have that tough skin, like you said. And also know your stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Know your stuff, and also like let people know your process. That's what you mentioned. Like let people know your process, so they're not confused. One thing I've learned though is taking pre-production seriously. I used to just jump on projects that are ongoing, you know, and I think it's common in Hollywood. Like they'll call you and be like, "We need another director. When are you shooting? Tomorrow." Really
that thing is bad. It's common.
So I've decided to turn down jobs that are not going to respect the process. Yes, that's my way forward, and I'm looking forward to having a project that I'm even working on one, and the ones that are coming in the future where we have started pre-production and it's going to be shot next year. Like, do you understand? And yeah, just to avoid all that irritation and aggression and negativity.
I think you're going to find that very, 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 very great. You see the way I emphasize on the very, very... Because imagine you want to shoot for 3 weeks and you have done pre-production of 6 months. What can go wrong? Trust me, apart from nature, only nature can, because now you cannot predict. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like this thing that you mentioned about you are not going to, I had to stop it for a particular client. Like, I want to go to where we're going to shoot. and to see how many light I would have to bring. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I understand bills have to be paid. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's why, as I told you, the process of how I started. So I am a very creative person. Like when if film is not paying my bills right now, something else, I know something else
I
that
trust you now.
that I would choke my head inside. So it's really, really, really important that we give that pre-production, that pre-production time. It is, because look at these days now, and you want to shoot a film, and then people would say we just want to go and get Airbnb, and you get there, you can't nail the wall, you can't do this, you can't do this.
Hey, God,
you can't paint the place, forgetting that you have a palette. You can't
like,
bring
what are we
in
doing?
paint. You can't just shoot the way the things.
So
see, so when I tell you, for example, I was watching, is it Children of Men, and just then I get to understand, when you're watching a Hollywood film, everything you see in the frame is deliberate. See what I'm saying? Nothing is accidentally.
Nothing.
To the last person that is so blurred out, that is over. No. Everything is deliberately placed there. Do we have that kind of budget in Nigeria? Who's gonna? Only few people can do that.
It's not even about budget. Of course, we're talking. If I know where budget is necessary, but it's not really all about budget. Now it's about the pre-production.
Sure.
You understand? Like when you have. I used to say when you don't have the money, at least have the time for pre-production. But when you have the money, still have the time but you don't necessarily need that much time when you don't have money. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's about the money, but money it plays a big role when, depending on the what you're trying to achieve. Awesome. I'm glad that we're able to talk about these things. Are there other things you want to add to this discussion that you think I've missed?
No, nothing too much really. I mean, I think we've actually talked about everything in terms of being a cinematographer, because to me, as I said, I keep on learning every day. Keep on learning every day, and just make something. Do you know what I'm saying? And as a DP, it is very, very important that you have your eyes in other things too.
Yes.
It is very important, because why I say that, a director would not just ask you, a director who doesn't know anything about cinematography will stress the hell out of you on set. Or because now I get to understand that when you study film production in any school, they don't just focus on one aspect. They take you through every bit of film production. Writing, producing, editing, directing, director of photography. At the end of, if it's a 3-year course, for 2 years you're going to juggle around every aspect. Then after you're done, by your final year, they would have understand, okay, this is where you are very strong. They then push you towards that, and then they then focus on that for your final year. That's how I get to understand that they said it works. Do you understand? And I've heard people, as a matter of, I'm in contact with a particular school outside of Nigeria, and that's what they explained to me, that's the way they do it too. So once you have knowledge on other things, it even helps you. You're not just going to be stressing people unnecessarily. Let me use that word. You will not stress them unnecessarily, and then you will not ask for a rabbit out of a hat. They are not magicians. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You understand, okay, this is what we can achieve, this is not what we can achieve, and then when we get on set, we know. And that thing that I would want,
it's a dance, it's a flow.
It's a flow. Do you understand what I'm saying? And people tend to, and I'm going to say this, people tend to work with people they are familiar with, particularly DPs and directors. It happens a lot in Hollywood. You see one particular director shoot with one particular DP almost all the time. Because why? They have a connection. When they're like you said, the kind of connection we have on Outbreak. When I'm saying something, you already get what I mean. When you're saying something, I already understand what you mean. So that flow is really, really, really important. And I think that was what was missing from the director that I said I deleted his number. So we didn't have that connection time. So the things I was doing was a bit strange to him, and his own process too was a bit strange to me, because I don't understand why a director will come on set and then feel like he's a god. Bro, excuse me, for a short film, Abba, calm down. We all the learn for you.
I don't know what the
So
hierarchy thing
you just come and you just be like,
comes
and the
from.
way he talks to, it's like, I respect my crew. The person who they send to bring tea, almost every big production that I've been on, I'm friends of the runners. The reason being is I've been a runner before. I had recommended somebody to be a runner on a project that I was the first AC. The boy is like a junior brother to me. I was afar off. I was crying for him. How much is he being paid? Like 60K for like 20 days job. But the workload was so much. So I've been a runner before, so I know what it takes to be a runner on set. Anybody can just call you at any bloody time to come and do, because as a runner I would expect that you should have even time to focus on one department. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you could pick interest. But the way we do runners here in Nigeria, they will run away. They would not want to be part of filmmaking at all. But as we had said earlier on, your passion, just let that drive be there. Everything is just but for a while, you know. And another thing I would love to talk about is opportunities, because here in this part of the world, you have to create that opportunity for yourself. You have to. And people who are there, they don't want you to come. They are not ready to go. And now filmmaking has not even now become a whole lot of people. Look at a school like Ebony Life Creative Academy pushes about 120 students out every 3 months. So it's becoming choky. Do you understand what I'm saying? And another thing I would like school like that to do is to do proper follow-up, not just on specific people. Because people that I feel like that are thriving are people who had already built a portfolio before they got into the academy. So it's not just that 3-month thing that really, I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So if opportunity comes, think about these people. You don't just teach them. It's a sea. It's so much. You don't just teach them and then dump them outside. Do you know what I'm saying? And then have them to go, and if you don't know about filmmaking, 3 months is a little time for you to actually even grab anything. And don't forget, most of the things you learn are not the things that you even learned in class.
No, but I think Elka actually use their ex-students.
I would just feel like they should do more.
Oh, they should do more.
Yeah, they should do more. You know, I feel that they do more. And most things are not things that you learnt in class. Film skills are things that you learn.
So what you're saying is
job.
like not just the
Not
project
just the theory.
film, not that the final project film. They can actually aid the students to do future films.
You know,
full-length films. That can be distributed in their cinemas.
For example, when during our set, we did 6 films. We had how many people in the club? I don't know about your own class. In my own class, we're about 15 of us, and 6 people get to do DP. Not everybody gets to do DP. Among the 15 of us, how many people are still practicing the craft? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but if there is still more like a place of follow-up, imagine like you follow up effectively. Because I understand the school has how many certificates they had issued out after that time. As a matter of fact, even we, the first set, were more like a test run as far as I'm concerned. You know? Or like a test run, and then they had to like say, okay, what didn't we get well with this set? Let's try to correct it on the other set. I mean, there was time I took a time to go and look at YouTube, almost all the films that they had been doing, which
they're doing awesome movies.
Good. I mean, quite nice. And I just hope that most people that are doing this thing, they will continue. Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
think it's up to the students though. Like, it's up to the students to continue doing more, and with themselves. Like, for instance, after we came out of Elka, we did the techno film together. We did Etim together. Speaking of Etim,
may he rest in peace.
What's his name?
Delroy Norma.
Yeah.
I mean,
who recently passed away. The protagonist for that
I'm having some emotional stuff right now.
Etim. You know, so may he so rest in peace.
May he so rest in peace. It was so personal because when I think we had a reshoot. There was a day we had a reshoot, or was it the very first time? Okay, it was actually the very first time of shooting. then that we wrapped around past 12, and I get to understand I was still going to first stack, so I had to come and pass his night at my place. So my brother get to meet him. Do you understand? We even took a picture because I was joking before he left that we better take a picture with a superstar because his face is going to be everywhere. So when we got the news that he died, it was a bit personal for us at home because this is somebody who came into our house. Do you understand what I'm saying? That we get to like talk to and all like that. And it was just a sad one. I just pray that his family, God will give them that heart to bear the loss, because it was a bit too much for even me as somebody who had worked with him, and he was such a nice person. It was such a nice someone, just like the way we are hustling, trying to find opportunities and all like that. That's what he too is doing. Pray it is well. It is well.
And so rest in peace.
Amen to that.
So, on that note, thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you, Mimi. Thank you for having me. This is actually nice.
Thank you for coming on our show. Where can they follow up with you and the work you're doing?
Alright, I think normally that would just be my Instagram page. Instagram page for now.
Yeah, what's your Instagram page?
I am _Dami. I am
_Dami.
AAMII. Dami.
Double A and double I.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've learned one or two from this podcast. I really enjoyed doing it with Dami. Dami, we need to have you back so we talk more about filmmaking. Because I know if you leave us, we'll talk from now till to next year. So yeah. Follow us on Instagram at @outcast_tribe. The podcast, you can find it on Spotify and also Anchor.fm. My name is Mimi, and yeah, I'm on Instagram on mimi.d.designer. That's Mimi the designer. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.